Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your April forecast. Really great to see everyone again. I hope this month is getting off to a good start for you. Now, every month I like to begin the forecast with channeled information, and the way that I get this is I meditate on your sign and I engage in some automatic writing right before we begin. And as I was doing that today, this was the message that came through for you. Don't be afraid to explore sides of yourself that others haven't seen or don't understand. Expression is your form of freedom. It's what's going to allow you to really tap into something special, something magical, something that sets you apart from others. So basically what I would say here is don't try to edit yourself just to please others, and don't hold back on, for some of you this could, if you're young, it could be going down a career path maybe that your parents or guardians don't support or that your community doesn't understand. For those of you that might be older, this could just be about making a life change that others may think is hasty, unnecessary, or just not grounded in reality. And as someone who does spiritual work, I totally understand that, because if I were to tell people a few years back, yeah, I'm gonna quit my day job and do spiritual things, I think they would think I was everyone would think I was nuts. But in essence, it was the right thing for me. So I do understand how it can be difficult to have that moment where you have to kind of dig your heels in and say, this is my truth, this is my path, and I owe it to myself to explore it, at least in giving it thought. As we know, thought is what's, getting that sense of possibility. That's what's necessary before anything can begin. So don't nip something in the bud before it even has a chance to start to show its true colors, okay? I hope that helps. I hope for some of you that gives you the courage to go after whatever it is that's important in your life. Let's go ahead now and get into the reading itself. Just a quick note on how I organize it. I begin with that channeled information that we just talked about. Then I will pull a full Celtic cross. I'll shuffle the cards here in a second. After that, I expand the forecast and I look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. There's one other card called a catalyst. I'll get into that in just a second. At this point, as I shuffle, I like to remain quiet just so that I can observe the cards, tune into the energy of the reading, and allow you to do the same. And as I mentioned, I like to also look at a catalyst card. And for me, the catalyst is something that really connects all the threads. The channeled information kind of sums up the energy of the month, but this shows how everything is connected. But it can also show like a presenting opportunity as well. So let's go ahead and pull a card here and see what we've got. The Five of Wands here. And whenever I see the Five of Wands, there's always a sense of, for some people it can be competition, for other people it could be a little bit of fatigue. Sometimes you're not getting what you need in the way of confirmation or in support with the Five of Wands. You have to kind of continue to be relentless in whatever it is you're pursuing. So don't give up. That would be what I would sum this up as. And don't rely on others to, it's going back to that channeled message. Don't rely on others for approval or for needing to know that you're okay or that you're doing what's right. If you believe in what you're doing and if you're working hard, you will be able to ultimately make progress and hopefully achieve your goals, but you can't give up this month. You have to sort of dig your heels in. That's really the image that I got when I saw that card, was to stay strong. And even when I was talking about the channeled information, don't let people push you this month. Find that resolve and that strength that you may not always have, and use it more this month than ever, okay? Let's pull the camera down and take a look at the other cards and other messages here. So we have this Seven of Cups, which actually is a great card. It's showing that you might have a breakthrough when it comes to some new relationship energy coming through this month. But be careful, don't overdo it. Less is more, and I want you to try to pace yourself this month. Some of you, this could be a wonderful shift. You could be feeling that out of nowhere you have all these new opportunities and all these new options. And for others, this could be a month of letting go. Now, with the Death and in this case the Rebirth card, I feel like that's not necessarily a bad thing. And from the other signs that I've looked at this month, I'm seeing a lot of major shifts coming through. Sometimes it's the Death card, sometimes it's the World card, sometimes it's the Fool. So there's really some ending and beginning energy that's happening for all signs in April. So embrace it. For you, this means you could make some changes and that you have a lot of options. So for those of you that may have been having trouble finding things that make you happy, whether it's in relationships or in life, this month there's more that's going to kind of come on your plate, but you're going to have to decide what it is you want, following your heart's desire, which again really is underlined by that channeled information. As we look at your deep past, I feel like you've been making some smarter decisions when it comes to money. Now, for me, the Six of Pentacles is sort of like the absolute minimum that you need to be comfortable. It shows that if you budget correctly and if you don't overdo your spending or give into things too much, and that's important because if you look at the sort of the caption above this card, it says debauch or debauchery, which can be giving in to your passions or to your desires. Anyway, if you don't overdo it, you're going to be okay with money this month. This card is showing positive trajectory. For those of you that might be trying to either save or pay down something, this month may be a little harder. You're going to have to find other ways to do it. And this may be looking at a career shift, as we were talking about earlier. It could also be about having someone else in the family deciding to take a shift in their career so that they could earn extra money, or changing where you live or something like that, because that Death and Rebirth card can indicate an ending and a beginning. So looking at your relationship with money and with relationships are going to be really key towards the beginning of this month. As I look at what's affecting your overall energy as you're starting the month off, we've got the Emperor card. Couple things that I'm getting with this is to not be too stuck in your ways, because whenever I see an Emperor or Empress card, indicative of a king or a queen, oftentimes they believe through their own life experiences or even just through the fact that they think that they understand a situation better than others, they can close out new opportunities. So I want you to be open, and I want you to be more hands-on than you may normally be this month. I think that's going to really help you. And if you happen to own your own business, or if you're, again, sort of in a relationship, you really just want your voice to be strong so that people understand what your point of view is and that they don't take you for granted. The crowning card's fantastic. I know I'm talking a lot about business, but for those of you that are either in school or maybe midlife, this is a great card. This is showing me that whatever you have coming your way this month, you're really going to be able to manage it, and successfully so. This is like a project manager card. If you're older, if you're retired, or if you're kind of like towards the end of your career, this card is about looking at things that are important in your life and taking care of it. So that might be managing your health better. It might be making some changes in your living situation. But it's about, I think your central theme this month, aside from the channeled information, is also empowerment and making sure that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself and not afraid to ask difficult questions to others, because they're going to respect that, and that's going to open up new things for you. I do think that as you get towards the middle to the latter part of this month, it's a good time to set down foundations for future growth with money and also just for stability. The Four of Pentacles card, particularly in this deck, it's not always the same in a Rider-Waite deck, but as I'm looking at this, which is sort of a grafted version of Rider-Waite and Thoth, this is about building and opportunities. With that being said, you do have to still work on, are you engaged? How can you get excited about even mundane tasks? Can you see how they're going to relate to a bigger or greater sort of project or goal that you have in mind? So centering yourself on the big, so what, why am I doing this, is going to help you this month, especially when there's little things that you have to do, accounting and paperwork and maintenance, all those day-to-day things that aren't so sexy or so fun. How are these going to help you get towards a bigger goal or a bigger sort of dream? I feel like your communication is actually in a good place this month. We have the Princess of Swords here, which shows me, and I've seen this in other signs too, your words will have a lot of power. So use them well, weight them accordingly, and since this is in your ego position, try to be as outspoken as possible this month. Just think before you speak, but don't be afraid to use the power of words. Delegation is going to be really important towards the middle of this month, and also paying attention to people around you. Are they kind of quote unquote, in the weeds? Are they feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Is there someone, if it's you, it needs to stop, or if it's someone else, it needs to stop? Is there someone that's trying to take on too much, and in doing so may actually set themselves up for failure because it's just too much of a load? Delegation, sharing, and empathy are going to be really important as you look at friends, family, and coworkers this month. Don't assume that people are okay just because they've always been okay. The same is true of yourself. So kind of just have some gut checks with yourself and the people around you to make sure that everyone is managing okay. Now, as we look at your hopes and fears, we have the Princess of Pentacles. She's reversed, which shows me that some of you may still have some fear around long-term prosperity. And the near future card is also showing that. We've got the Four of Pentacles, which shows that there's opportunity to improve either your relationship with money, your self-confidence, or your earning potential. So that's something that you want to look at and kind of feel it out and think how much longer maybe you want to stay in a particular job. Or again, we were talking about risks associated with doing something that you like. If you're ready to make a life change, you might have to save up first so that you have the resources to sort of have as a padding before you do that. So planning will be really important this month. And that's really the one way you can get through any sort of challenges when it comes to money, is educating yourself on what your budget is, like your input and your output, and then also what's going to be necessary when you make said life changes or life change. So yeah, do the research, and as not fun as it may be, get in Excel or put it on some paper and just look at all the numbers. And I think that that's going to get you in a place where you're empowered. And that's really the key this month. Your outcome card is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups card is of a hidden opportunity, sometimes a missed opportunity. And it can also be a card where you're not always looking at what's going well right now. It might seem like if I were to caption it, it could be the grass is always greener. And sometimes we don't realize until we actually leave where we're at that that wasn't such a bad situation that we were in. So I want you to take a moment and sort of like get out of your head, or try not to think too much about what others are doing, and kind of look at what have I still, like, what if there's a goal that you're working towards? Is there anything that you still want to accomplish before letting go of it? And if there's something that you really want to do, and this can be the dreaming portion of the Four of Cups, what's necessary to make that happen? That way, if you kind of have your exit plan, your plan A, your plan B, and how you're going to get to the ultimate goal, then you can sometimes sit a little bit longer in a situation. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job or whatever, until you're ready to leave. So again, empowerment sometimes comes through perspective, sometimes through research, and sometimes just by having a clear idea of how you're going to move out of a situation that's not fun. So I think we've covered everything here in the cards really well. Let's go ahead now and expand the forecast. I like to get started with the health card, and health for me includes mind, body, and spirit. Let's go ahead and give this a shuffle and see what messages are coming through with respect to health. And we have here, my fearless freedom lights up the world. What I really like about this is that it underlines how important emotions and mental state of being is to your overall health. And I mentioned earlier that expression was freedom. That was part of my channeled message, and really not being afraid to explore yourself, sides of yourself that either others don't know or kind of are pushing you away from exploring. So once you let go of that, that fearlessness starts to come through, your heart starts to open, your mind starts to open, opportunities start to surround you, and you become this light. And that is basically from the inside out. But we're starting from here and also from here. So you really need to connect your intuition and your mind to your heart and just feel like, I can do this. It's what I'm supposed to do. And then it creates a beautiful momentum. And since we're talking about health, the message here is really about mind over matter, and also believing in yourself. If you can't believe in your own potential, whether it's to recover from an injury, to prep yourself for some sort of big life change, or whatever it is going on in your life, then you've already sort of let the other side win. So I want you to really rally up your own energetic army here that we all have, but we don't always use, and realize that I'm stronger than I realize, I'm stronger than others realize, and I'm going to use that to my advantage to either get healthier, to get through something challenging. And although there's no guarantees in life, I can guarantee this: if you don't believe in yourself, then the battle's kind of already lost. So I want you not to give up. And if you found a place where you're just not there, then let this message shine through, which is you're stronger than you think. And you can find it within yourself to push a little bit more, just like an athlete can finish that last bit of a 5K run that they've done, or if you've watched the Olympics and someone finds that second wind. Let this month be your second wind so that you can surpass even your own expectations. All right, let's look now at your wealth card. For me, wealth includes all kinds of opportunities in your life. It's not just money, it's not just work. It can also be about self-worth, it can be about security. But let's see what the card has to say. So we have this Angel of Strength card. So with wealth, I want you to lean on those people around you that you really, really trust. This could be a grandparent, a mom, a dad, or even a financial advisor. This is a month where you're going to have strength in numbers, and even though I believe at the end of the day it should always be you signing the checks and knowing what's going on, sometimes you need to get a little bit of advice or a little bit of expertise. I feel like this would be a strong woman in your life or a very nurturing energy. And so whoever that might be when it comes to your career, your money, or your sense of self-security, don't be afraid to reach out to that mentor. If they don't exist in your life, this is something about, this card is also about believing in yourself, finding that strength within, calling on protection as well. Since we're looking at protection with wealth, the other thing that I would say here is to make sure that you've locked down your passwords, that you are, like I said, you're signing all of the final bills and everything. Being careful and putting security blocks in so that somebody can't take advantage of your financial situation is really important. Having a lawyer look at things this month across all signs, that's something that I'm trying to put out there, but I think for you it comes through in your financial area. All right, let's look now at love and see what you can do to maximize your relationship opportunities this month, whether they're love or friendships or business. Let's see what's coming through with love and compassion this month. Okay, and this says infinite abundance. It's reminding you that opportunity is all around, and it's more about being specific and discerning what's important to you this month. So I feel that we talk about this from time to time, but what you feel and what you think is the equivalent to a big satellite dish broadcasting things out, and then other people pick up on it. So if you think that I'm not good enough, I'm not going to find this won't happen to me, then you start to pull in situations that validate that. If you start to think, I'm ready for change, I'm deserving of opportunity, I welcome in the love, you start to make that more possible. So I want you to work on your internal satellite dish and start to broadcast positive thoughts about yourself. And if you can't believe them, then work on what's necessary to get there, working on your self-confidence. But I will say this, if you're single, it's a good month to date. We have this infinite abundance card here that shows that love is around you. Now, for some of you, this could manifest itself in the way of the Queen of Wands, which is a great partner, someone who's able to take care of themselves, take care of others, can manage challenging situations. There's a lot of strong energy there, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if that's something that you are looking for in a relationship. And if you're already in a relationship, this is about celebrating the love that you have, bringing your family close to you. And if you're single and happy, this is about what else is bringing you love in your life. It could be a pet, it could be an activity, but there's love and there's passion that you can explore this month. It's there, you just have to sort of welcome that in. Finally, let's take a look at your Destiny card. For me, the Destiny card is really your GPS. If you like the direction that you're going in, stick with it. If not, this gives you a chance to do course correction. So let me give this a shuffle and we'll see what's coming through for you this month. And your message this month, it's a double 4 of Cups. So for this, it's about not letting an opportunity pass you by and not being afraid to go after something that you're dreaming about. Because whenever I see that cup floating in the air, sometimes it's about unrequited dreams, love, aspiration. So depending on what it is for you, this is your chance to go after it, to embrace it, to bring it in and allow other people to see, wow, I'm capable of doing something that you didn't know, and to let your heart space grow. So yeah, we got a double 4 of Cups. You want to pay attention to that. And also don't underestimate all of the opportunities that you already have in front of you. There might be a way to get to your dream that you're missing because you feel trapped. So I want you to start to feel that you can get through whatever this challenge is and that you might be surprised by all of the opportunities that are really already sitting in front of you. All right, at this point, let's go ahead and summarize everything we talked about. Your channeled information was to not be afraid to explore sides of yourself that others haven't seen, or perhaps others aren't ready to have you show. This is your chance to shine. Expression is freedom. As we looked at your catalyst this month, again, not relying on others for the cues of success or failure, to be relentless whenever it comes to something that you really care about and that you're really passionate about, and not to give up. Basically, that's what the Five of Wands is saying. As we look at the cards and their positions, we have the Seven of Cups in the center, showing a lot of opportunities. For some of you, that can mean new love, but don't overdo it. This card does have the word debauch, which can be about going to extremes and sometimes treating yourself too much or giving in to your emotions. Don't do that. We have this Death and Rebirth card, which is showing an opportunity to take things to a new level this month. It could be walking away, it could just be deepening something, but with the rebirth component of this, I really want you to think of what you can do, how you can overcome past challenges and come through the situation stronger, just like this Queen of Wands card in the crowning position. Your money situation is okay. I want you to feel, though, that you are setting up a firm foundation so that you're in a place of power when it comes to your money this month. Don't be afraid to open your mind to new ways of thinking. Don't be too stubborn, basically, like this Emperor card can sometimes be. This is a great month for managing your money, your affairs, for taking on big challenges. You're ready for it. You also may find someone in your love life or in your family that reminds you of the Queen of Wands, strong, great and capable leader, and you can learn from them. So welcome that energy in if it exists. Speak up, ask questions, realize the power of your words, however, make sure that you think before you speak. Don't be afraid to delegate. Don't be afraid to ask others if they need help. Focus on being in a place where you can receive opportunities. I didn't mention this the first time I saw the Princess of Pentacles, but the reversal is also saying be open to new things and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. And finally, we saw this when we look at the expanded forecast too, but Four of Cups. Don't be afraid to chase after what you want. Also realize that you need an escape plan sometimes if you're going to leave a job or relationship. So plan ahead, get that knowledge so that you're ready and that you have no excuse but to move forward once everything's been lined up. As we look at the expanded forecast, realizing that it really is true, mind over matter. If you can start to feel better on the inside, then your health is going to more likely than not follow suit. And no matter what kind of health situation you're in, emotional and also mental well-being is going to be paramount. So remember to take time for yourself this month. Meditation is really helpful in helping to neutralize whatever stress you're feeling. Talking to others is going to be really important. And finding that passion in your life and not giving up. Again, letting go of the fear is going to be also very, very important. When it comes to your wealth, remember it's an important month to put into effect any sort of protections or sort of like security blocks that you can to make sure that your money is safe, that your online accounts are safe. Password changing is also really good. So if you haven't changed it in a long time, make sure you're doing that. Two-point authentication, all that stuff. I just want you to take care of your finances from a security point of view. Reach out to a specialist in your life, whether that's a trusted family member or a financial advisor. Just make sure that you have the support that you need and know that you're going to be able to build upon what I see as very good progress here in your past. So keep working hard, keep asking questions, and keep securing things. That's what's going to be most important this month. When we look at your love, a reminder that there's a lot of opportunities around you, whether you want to take passion and just put it into projects in your life, or you want to explore new relationships or strengthen your existing bonds. It's all there at your fingertips. This is a good month for growth. Finally, when we look at your destiny card here, we get another Four of Cups. And so both of these Four of Cups are reminding you that don't give up on yourself, don't give up on your dreams. Also, don't take for granted your present situation. There might be some blessings there that are still ready to be realized, and you should do that before letting go. So that brings our monthly reading to a close. I just want to thank you for spending time with me this month. And if you ever feel like you need to talk to someone about an important decision or change in your life, and this general reading is a nice start, but you want something more in depth, feel free to reach out to me. The first link below will be a way that you can check out rates and availability, so you can click on that. Likewise, if you'd like to give back to this channel because you appreciate the level of energy and effort that I put into these, you can check out the donation link, which is right below it. And through that, you can either donate on my website or through Patreon. And all of those donations go a long way. They help me buy new supplies and help keep up all of the production costs that I have to go through each month for these videos. So please feel free to do anything that you can if you'd like to. As little as $1 makes a big difference. If you'd like to stay in touch, there's a lot of ways you can do that. First and foremost, you can just join me here on this channel by hitting subscribe, and you can also hit that bell icon, which will send you notifications when I post new videos. I know that's one of the most frequently asked questions. I have a newsletter, which is another way to stay in touch when there's new videos posted. And even though I only post here about once a month, sometimes twice if I do meditations, you can keep up with me all month long on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I'd love for you to join me there as well. I like to end every video with some heartfelt gratitude. The reason I show up every month is so that those of you that are just starting to wake up or that are looking for a new way to explore your spiritual side, you have a voice, you have someone that can kind of help you out. And I want to ignite that flame within all of you so that you can continue that process. I talked previously about making a chain of light. I think we're already doing that, but I also want us to sort of be like lighthouses, beacons for others. And so I'm really trying to instill the idea that all of you can be light workers, all of you can be much more intuitive in your own life, and you can help others and you can teach others. I think if we do that, this planet is going to head in a more positive trajectory and direction than it is right now. And I do believe in the potential for change. So stay true to your hope, help others, and shine brighter than you ever imagined you could. I love this card, and I think that's a great way to end it. Thank you so much from my heart to yours for allowing me to be a part of your journey, your exploration. It means a great deal. Continue to shine brightly, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.